Here we have a pool that is just not pushing out the water properly. So even if you have air coming out of the jets, this is what you do. So if your basket's dirty, clean it out. But you're going to also look in the bottom, see if there's anything blocking that. And we do have a lot of debris here, so you got to clean all that stuff up. So if you had it running for a while and there's nothing coming out of the jets and it seems like you have no prime, now there's going to be something clogged in it, I think. You're going to turn the power off, turn to recirculate if you have it, if you have recirculate. Now just the pump sound alone, I could tell that it's having a hard time sucking. So if the pump sounds different, that means that there's stuff clogged in here. Now you could check that, open it up, check in there. You could also turn the power off. Turn the power off. It depends on your plumbing. There could be something clogged in here. So you can open this up and try to see if there's anything down there. But we can disconnect it here. See if there's anything clogged there. We can see anything clogged that way. So another thing you could do, it doesn't matter what kind of pump you have. Pull this out. Now you got to make sure that the power is off to this. You're not on a timer, everything's off. So inside you could use a short stubby tool, screwdriver. So there's an impeller in there. And you're going to feel in there. You can feel the impeller, I can move it. And you're going to see if there's anything jammed up in there. So a lot of times stuff can get past here and then build up right in the center of the impeller. So you'll get bubbles coming out of your jets or just not good flow. So you got to clean that out. Well, you got to check that. You got to check. These are all the things you got to check. If you have a sand filter, you can take it out of filter and then put it to recirculate or whirlpool. Depends on what yours is. What you want to do is you want to bypass the sand. Because it could be the sand. It could be the sand's all clogged up. Maybe it needs a backwash, so you can also try a backwash. But right now, just by the sound of the pump, and I try to prime it a few times, it's just, you can hear it's just struggling. It's just, so I don't know if it's the suction side or the discharge. Pretty sure that it's to the skimmer. I think there's stuff clogged in there. Just because I turned this dial to recirculate to try to bypass, so there's not a lot of restriction through the sand. So I'm pretty sure it's here. So I'm going to use my blower that I use at closing, and I'm going to blow from here just like I was closing the pool. So it's good to have this. You can try to use a shop vac and try to blow it if there's anything in the lines. So we got the blower hooked up, and we have the basket out over there, and we're going to see if there's anything that comes out. Now it's pretty noticeable. So you see, note all the stuff that's in there, and then blow it out and see if you see anything else. You can have somebody actually standing here too to see if there's stuff going to be flying out. So, as you can see, there was tons of stuff in it. Now you can use a fish tape down there, electrical fish tape, and sometimes that works. So let's turn it on and see if we have it working here. Let's see if we got a lot of stuff. So the basket, we have that much stuff. Let's see if we get it going here. Okay, we're all set to go, and let's turn it on and see if we get a proper flow. Okay, there we go. Everything just flew right out. It was really clogged up. Let's see how much stuff's in there when we pull this all out. Let's run for a bit, and we'll see what was clogging it. Make sure you put your basket back, and a skimmer sock would work really, really well for this pool. Okay, we're gonna check to see what was clogging it. Makes sense. So this is what was clogging it. So if you just keep on vacuuming, If this ever happens to you, the best thing to do is have a filter canister when you're vacuuming. You can use the canister before it goes into the skimmer. So we'll put that all back together. Okay, make sure it's back on filter. We're going to turn it back on. Let's recap on everything. Okay, Sasha, go. Now, if your pool there's no flow or it's just a lot of bubbles coming out, first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna check that skimmer. You're gonna clean it all out, see if there's any obstructions. Second thing you're gonna do is you're gonna clean your filters out or backwash. Now, if you have a sand filter, you can just bypass it to recirculate so it doesn't go through the sand to see if it's a sand. Your basket, take the basket out, make sure that it's all clean. The impeller, clean all the impeller up. Make sure there's nothing stuck. If you have bubbles coming out of your jets, this is how you pinpoint it. Number one thing is going to be the skimmer and the filter. A lot of times, like 99% of the time, when there's bubbles coming out or low flow, it's going to be your filter restricting it. Check your gauge, that helps a lot too. If it's not working properly, get a new one. But the bypass, you just go to recirculate. Cartridge filters, you just clean them off. You can actually take cartridge filters out, put it all back together, so there's no restriction going through that, so it's just the canister, you just want to flow. You can test it that way too. And this is how you figure out what's restricting the pool water flow.